Good morning. I am back to talk about Marshall mindset and value. And really, how we value ourselves is how everyone else around us receives us, respects our space, and interacts with us. And so, if we don't really value who we are, our time, we don't value how we feel about ourselves, then it reflects in our experience. So to change that, it's really, we kind of have to dig deep in ourselves and understand, like, where do we put our time? Where do we put ourselves? Do we put ourselves in situations that are less than ideal? And then why? So it's really like a self-exploration and a self-reflection. And sometimes it's actually not so pretty. And that's hard to actually palette in a lot of ways, because we really want someone else to value us, but then we don't value ourselves. And so it's kind of like there's a cut in ourselves, and we want to have other people validate who we are, validate, am I okay? Am I doing this right? And it really is an inner knowing. It's an inner state. And so I think that when we actually really truly value ourselves, everything in our life shifts to reflect that. So in Marshall mindset, how this works is our boundaries. Do people respect our boundaries? Do we have boundaries? And then if I value myself, then my boundaries are set, and then it sets the precedence for everyone to interact and respond to me and my boundaries. If I have no boundaries, then it's a free-for-all. And it also disintegrates your value. So it's kind of a concept that we really have to not just bypass, but actually truly think about, and then really explore where our patterns and where we've gone off track, and then why. So this is really an exercise into your own psyche, and to really up your game, in a sense, to add value to not only yourself, to add value to your life, to your family, to your community. And it's kind of that whole concept is when we fill our cup, we're available. But if we're expecting the cup to be filled from the outside, we're empty. So it's kind of a philosophical approach to Marshall mindset, that it really begins with us. Like how we're perceived, how we move through the world is really it's an inner challenge. It's an inner attitude. It's really an inner experience that's expressed outwardly. So I just really want everyone to just ponder that, and to think about, actually ask yourself, do I value myself? Like, what is my value? What am I here for? What am I doing? Like, a lot of times we go into survival mode, and we're just getting by. We're just surviving. We're just doing what needs to be done, bare minimum. And we don't get to ask these questions. So I'm asking you to actually really take stock of yourself. And then if there's a spot where you can, I haven't really valued my time, or, my relationships, I haven't been valued in my relationships. So if that's the case, then it's back on me. How do I value myself? How do I value another? And then it's that reciprocity. So I think that this is, it's kind of like an esoteric Marshall mindset, but it really does it really impacts our life, it impacts our experience, and it impacts our surroundings. So I think that this is something that we can all really take stock. Number one, take responsibility and be accountable for yourself. So with that, may we value ourselves and know we're worth it. Salud.